Well, welcome to Jennifer to the Rescue. I'm actually Jennifer Johnson. You can check me out at jennifertotherescue.com, and my phone number's up there as well. It's 317-513-6823. I'm actually sitting here reading it off the screen. I don't know my own name and my own phone number. What is wrong with me? I basically make connections for you. I mean, making connections to great people like Joe, who's here today, and a lot of other great people that I try to bring up. But you know what? We just saw Logan Street signs and banners. We definitely got to thank them. So if you've not come in and gotten some signs made recently or anything like that, you need to check out, because I'm sure they have so many things. I just always walk in with some little thing and I say, got to do this, and Deb downstairs, she does it.
She hooks you up.
She hooks you up, and I know Bethel uses quite a bit of...
Oh, exclusively, absolutely.
Yeah, so we thank Logan Street Signs and Banners for being our gracious host, and it's just great to be here. I was thinking this morning, I don't need to tell them, but I didn't do a show in January, so it's February already.
Yes.
And we are here with Joe Rudy, who is the youth director. You've got all kinds of titles at Bethel.
Yeah, primarily the youth director at Bethel Lutheran Church.
Bethel Lutheran Church. We always try to do a what's going on at Bethel show during the month.
Right.
And it is kind of early in February, so I know you're fighting a cold.
A little bit.
I'm going to sit over here just a little bit.
Distance, right?
But Joe came with all kinds of stuff to share with us today about
Bethel.
Absolutely. And it is BethelLutheranChurch.com.
That's correct, yeah.
And just in case somebody would want to email you directly, is it J-O-E?
Yeah, J-O-E, and last name Rudy, R-U-D-Y.
Okay, so it is Joe Rudy at Bethel Lutheran Church, correct?
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
Good. Okay. So Bethel Lutheran Church, just giving people where it is. Where is it?
We're right on the corner of 206th and Cumberland. Our address is 20650 Cumberland Road. And we're the Lutheran Church right there on the corner. And we're just north of the river, north of White River there, just up from Our Lady Grace and all that.
Okay.
But
and you've been,
I know.
How long have you been there?
It's been a long time.
Probably not as long as I've been there.
Right. No, not at all. It's been a long time. My wife and my children and I, we worship there at Bethel. I've been there for several years and been on staff as the youth director for like 7 or 8 or something like that. And so we're doing great. It's hard to believe. I've seen several generations kind of come through now, which is crazy.
I know.
The groups of kids, especially seeing kids get married now that we used to have in youth group, which is a whole nother thing.
Yeah, I got a couple of those.
Right.
So just, what was I going to say about that? So you don't know how many years you've been there? I was trying to think of that, because I know we've been there longer than you.
Yeah, correct.
You were members, and then you became...
Right, and I think we've been members of Bethel probably since, Aubrey was born in 2001, sorry. So it's probably since 03, so whatever the math is on that.
Oh, okay.
Right? 15 years, 14 years, something like that. Yeah, 14 years.
So you do a lot, though. I mean, you do. Yeah. You're saying that you're the youth director, but you also do.
I do. The youth works for the high school youth and the middle school. So that's middle school is 6 through 8, and high school is 9 through 12, and then it's kind of morphed into some college stuff as well. So I kind of try to keep tabs on some of our college kids and at least know where they're at. But then I also maintain all of our properties. So we've got quite a bit of acreage up there and a nice chunk of property at Bethel. And so trying to manage the volunteers that help shovel the snow and cut the grass and take care of the building and all that stuff. I've got a passion for all that. I love it. We've restored our house downtown Noblesville, so I love having my hands involved with that stuff.
I was going to say, I'm so glad they found somebody who loves it.
It works, right? Yeah. It is. Cool. It is something that I really enjoy. And then so it's kind of orchestrating all the different contractors that we use for all the stuff that we have in the building.
Which is a lot.
Yeah, many. Yeah, several. Yeah. We're kind of on the verge of a giant church, but we're not. So we have a large building, and so we need to have like really professionals that come in and handle our air handlers, right, and take care of our flooring, things like that.
Yes.
So it is tricky, and then still having enough volunteers that we like to use for all the other stuff that happens kind of around there.
Yes.
But then we also, I lead our praise band at 11 o'clock on our 11 o'clock praise service. And then we've also got a youth band, which is kind of cool. So we have all that band practice actually tonight. So that's kind of in my head a little bit.
So do you just have like a sleeping bag and a pillow there and you just never go home?
I'm close enough, yeah. Just kind of come and go. And
you are there an awful lot.
Yeah.
So I know that every month there's a lot of things. You just, we've got a little time here, obviously. It's BethelLutheranChurch.com.
Correct.
So all of the stuff, all the events you're talking about will probably be there on the website.
Yeah, absolutely. Correct? And we do that monthly newsletter stuff. John Patterson pulls our banner stuff together, which is kind of sweet. Our banner stuff.
Yeah.
And that's available online, but you can pick it up at church as well if you want a paper copy, which is good.
It is nice. I like to have a paper copy too. So, take it away. What do you want to talk about?
So the biggest thing, selfishly, is our youth event coming up this Friday night.
Oh, those youth, whatever. They always need something.
But we've got this. It's true. We always do need stuff. But we've got a comedy night coming up. So a good friend of mine's name is Rick Garrett, and he's a stand-up comedian, but he also manages other comedians. And so we have a stand-up comedy night that we do at Bethel.
It's gone over really well because
we've had it several years.
Third year, fourth year.
I was kind of ready to be like, yeah, whatever, it's fine. And then everybody was like, well, when's the comedy night this year, right? And they're like, oh, I guess people like it and it's fun. So what it is we've got 3 stand-up comedians that come to Bethel. It's on this Friday night, which I think is the 10th. Is that right?
It would be the 10th, yes. So it would be the 10th, yes.
So it's from like 6 till 9 at night. Tickets are $25. There's really no tickets. It's just sign up for it, and we'll get you there. But $25 to come in, and then we have hors d'oeuvres and appetizers. We have some wine that's at the table, and then there's sodas and coffee and water and all that kind of stuff that's available. And then we just we kind of change our fellowship hall. We make it look fancy, kind of like a wedding reception or something.
Cool.
So there's round tables, and there's linens on the table, and the lights are dim, and we have a stage and one single spotlight on our stand-up comedian. So it's kind of cool. You're kind of just coming out of the winter, right? All the winter darkness, and so it's right before Valentine's Day. So if you're smart, you'll get tickets and you'll come and bring your spouse.
Yeah, no kidding.
And you'll have a nice evening, and then do something for Valentine's Day later. Yeah. We have all of our youth, our high school youth, and a handful of middle school kids. They wear a white shirt and a tie and black pants, and they serve the tables. So it's kind of nice. It's good for them to get an opportunity to see what it's like to kind of serve and feel like in a restaurant environment. But it's really cool. So Rick Garrett is there, but we've got Dave Dugan who's coming. Dave's been on Bob and Tom, Q95 forever, right? And he came to church.
He was on Bob and Tom, and you're bringing him to Bethel.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
It's funny. If Dave sees it, it's great because I can call him an old guy. He'll appreciate that. But he's been on Bob and Tom for a long time. But then there's also Jeremy Brown. Rick Garrett, Dave Dugan, and Jeremy Brown are our 3 comedians that are pretty great and have gone. Jeremy's been there before, Dave's been there before, and of course, and Rick's been around as well. The coolest thing, though, is I've got this one kid. His name's Trevor, and Trevor dabbles in comedy, but a little bit to a different level. So last year, Trevor did a 10-minute set.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he's asked to do it again, which is cool. And these guys, they really appreciate it and think it's really neat because he's kind of honing his craft a little. And he's got some pretty great timing. So Trevor's going to do a little set, which is cool. So one of our own. So he gets a chance to be in the spotlight.
Well, stand-up comedy is really difficult, isn't it? I mean, so
absolutely.
That's cool if you can give them an opportunity to. Because I've not seen a lot of people be successful at that if they don't get those opportunities. I mean, I think it's pretty tough.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, it is. It's tricky. And speaking in front of people and all that stuff. So it's good that he gets a chance to do that.
Yeah, it's cool. Okay.
So, that's it. Our comedy night that's coming up is big. And then we've also got a high school winter retreat that we're doing with our youth group. And we're going up to Epworth in northern Indiana and doing a high school youth retreat with 2 other youth groups that we go to camp with in northern Michigan. And so that's coming. That's a lot of planning for all that. But that's the end of this month, the 24th through the 26th.
And that would be on the...
We have a question from the audience.
Oh, yay!
Yes.
A question from the audience.
I'll take it.
For the comedy night, where do they find information? How do they buy tickets, and what time is it?
That's right. That's a perfect question. So
they're actually paying attention.
The comedy night. That's right. The comedy night is 6 till 9 o'clock, roughly. Tickets are $25, and you just have to contact me. And I don't care how you do it. You can call church. You can call my cell phone if you know it.
And he's not
you can text me if you want. That's right. You can hit the website and email me that way. You can come by church. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's pretty much the 3 main ways. Does that make sense? Okay.
And what time did you say it starts? I'm sorry.
Starts at 6 o'clock, and it'll probably be about till 9 o'clock.
Okay.
6 till 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good question. We like
great.
those questions. Okay.
Absolutely.
So then you have a winter retreat that you were just saying.
Yeah, and we'll pack the bus. We've got a Bethel church bus, and we've got over 15 kids now that are going to go to that, which is great. So we have to have some other driving for that, but that'll be cool. The high school winter retreat is an opportunity for kids to kind of focus. It's called Make Your Mark. And so what we're trying to do is to get high school youth to figure out what their spiritual gifts are and how they can use those kind of out in the world. And so that's the focus for that weekend retreat. And again, it's coming out of the winter blahs and all that, and that's kind of the need for
how valuable that would
different.
be at that age to have. So maybe this is an opportunity if somebody's got a high schooler out there.
Absolutely.
They don't have to be a member of
No,
Bethel,
absolutely not at all. Just come and let us know who you are, and we'll get you plugged in, right? Okay. You can come and get a part of that.
There's always friendly people in the office, so
true.
So they would probably be able to share. Okay, so you got the retreat. What else you got?
Let's see. The preschool registration, that's a big one. So we have a preschool that runs during the day at Bethel, and the registration for our preschool opens to the public on Valentine's Day on February 14th. And I believe you can access the application. You can download that from the website, but you still need to complete the paper form and submit that into church. So bring it.
And that would be something that they're registering for the fall already.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But that's grown a little bit.
Sure.
I think they're interested in adding another class, and so it's a blessing to have all those little kids running around in church during the week, and it's kind of awesome. People say it gets too loud, and I love it. I think it's great.
Cool. Well, you're also a child, or you like the youth.
Yeah,
absolutely. The younger
and I have
people.
a door to my office that I can close.
Oh, and that probably
so when you've had
do,
enough, you can close the door.
Yeah.
Right?
So what else you got?
We said our address and our website and all that. Service time, so that would probably be important.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Right. So Bethel, we've got plenty of services, and excuse me. Our Saturday evening service is 5:30, and I think you guys have done that before, yeah?
Yeah, that's a good service.
Saturday evening, 5:30 p.m. is our service then, and then we have 3 services on Sunday, so there's 8, 9:30, and 11. The 5:30 service is relaxed and more of a folk kind of atmosphere with some acoustic guitar. 8 o'clock is a formal type service with some liturgy for sure. And maybe some cantering type thing. 9:30 is kind of a blended, so you got some piano and organ kind of a vibe, and then 11 o'clock is our praise service, where we've got a band and helps lead that service. But it's the same message at every service, right?
Right. Yes.
So those are really great. And then our Sunday school hour at Bethel is at 9:30 in the morning for all of our Sunday school kids and our adult classes. So those all kind of happen at the same time. We've got a handful of adult classes, and we're working on adding more, which is really great.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's good.
And you can check out all of this at Bethel Lutheran Church. So, BethelLutheranChurch.com.
There you go.
Yeah. So I know you have, there's always lots of stuff going on, but what about the legacy?
Oh, yeah, the Legacy Peace Trail. Okay, so I've got this kid.
He's a great kid.
Right. His name is Zach Rising. And if you don't know Zach, if you know him, then you're like, oh my gosh, I know. Of course it's Zach.
Yes.
Zach Rising is a high school junior right now, and Zach has cerebral palsy, but he is also completing his Eagle Scout. Zach's Eagle Scout project was a trail out in our backyard at Bethel, and it's a third of a mile long, this trail that goes around, so it's like our own little private fitness trail. So he's completed this project, and it is amazing. It is open to the public. Anybody could come out there and walk it. It is probably about a 4-foot wide crushed gravel trail, so you could roll your walker across it. You could totally take a wheelchair out there. You won't gouge or dig in. We have a bridge that's out there, and it goes out to our picnic shelter, and it connects all the way around. So 3 laps is 1 mile. So a great opportunity to come outside, be out there in the country, and do some exercising. Recently, we have started a Legacy Peace Trail project where we have set up to where you can buy trees or benches, things like that, as a memorial for a loved one that has passed on, or a memorial for a family or whatever. And we have a plan so that you'll know what trees we want and where they'll be, and where a bench could be. So this year during Lenten season, excuse me. We're working on a Stations of the Cross, so there's 14 stations that'll be around that trail, and we're actually doing the sign stuff here with Logan Street signs, and it'll be our first installation project that you can purchase or donate if you want to. We're doing it regardless, so if you wanted to sponsor one of the stations or something, that would be doable. But it's going to be really cool. Not so invasive with like full-on color photographs of Jesus on the cross and all this blood, right? But something maybe a little bit more subtle, but still powerful. And so if you're out there walking the trail and you're not necessarily doing the Stations of the Cross, you can still just be out there, and it's not intrusive, so to speak.
Okay.
But it can be very deep and very meaningful if you follow each of those stations along the way. So just a cool opportunity to come take care of yourself, take care of your body, what God gave you, and to also maybe do the Station of the Cross during this Lenten season or something along that, or any time really.
Very cool.
But it'll be cool, and then we'll have opportunities throughout the next few years to where you can help kind of beautify that space, memorialize a loved one or something like that. And I think this is the beginning, if I can be so bold, this is the beginning of us and our preparations, our plans at Bethel for something maybe a little bit bigger, for like possibly a columbarium or something like that, to where you can have the loved one's ashes placed outside the sanctuary, outside the narthex or something like that. We're not quite there yet.
Not quite there.
But we've been talking about that for several years.
Really?
Just
That's
an opportunity
interesting.
for people. People have had a connection to Bethel for so long. It's their church, and they feel so strongly
Sure.
about it that they want their families to rest there. So
Yes,
it's a possibility.
What a neat thing.
It's a possibility.
I know we have, yes,
Oh, another
Peter Gallery.
Another question from the
Yes,
audience.
you, long hair, in the
If
front
they want to
row.
get involved with this legacy, how do they find out information?
Absolutely. So the Legacy Peace Trail Project, this is brand new info. So there will be an announcement that comes to church here in the next few weeks. And that we'll have that out. They'll be able to get information from the banner, be able to get information from the website, and how they can get involved, or how they could donate, or how they could contribute if they wanted to do a memorial or something along those
So
lines.
they could probably just check with the office here in
Absolutely.
the next couple weeks, and
Absolutely.
somebody will be able to give them
Absolutely.
any of this information
Yeah, this
they
is
could do.
very new info. So if you called the office in the next couple weeks, people might be like, "The what? The legacy what?" Right? So that's okay. Just hang on. It's coming. But this spring will be the launch of all
Cool.
that. So it'll be really
neat.
something.
Very neat.
Yeah.
Well, in the meantime, though, you've got some notes here about the Lenten dinners and the
That's right.
pantry.
That's
so
right.
might as well.
Yeah.
try
So
to
this
get
season we've got every season of Lent we have Lenten services on Wednesday night, and on those Wednesday nights we also do a Lenten dinner. So the Lenten dinners typically, I think, let me think, they start services for Lent are like 7, I think.
Yes, I think.
And then, right, so like from 6 till 7, we have the Lenten dinner and the service at 7. So it's a really great opportunity to kind of observe the Lenten season, that week of Holy Week and everything leading up to that. And to have dinner as a community. It all depends on who's in charge of that dinner for the night, of what the meal is. But it's typically a giant pitch-in, something related to like a soup night or a casserole
Right,
night or something
right,
like that.
right.
But the Lenten dinners are pretty great, and those are all coming up here pretty quick. I think that's March 8th is when that starts. So it's
Yeah.
March 8th through April 5th for those Lenten
I'll
dinners.
be here before you know it.
That's right. And then that's an Ash Wednesday service that comes in there, and all the service times in the evening are 7 o'clock. And then Good Friday, of course, and then our Easter services. Easter service is the only thing that's different from our normal service times is that we usually do a sunrise service. I mean, you
Yes,
guys are a big
we
fan
love
of that.
the
You guys have been
sunrise
for
service.
A long time.
It's a wonderful
Yeah.
service.
So now with the Peace Trail out there, it's really cool because it makes the early services, those sunrise services, if weather permitting, of course, if we have the service out at the shelter, it makes it accessible so you could actually take somebody in a wheelchair out there,
Okay.
or a walker, which is kind of the
Yes,
whole bit
yes.
about Zach Rising's trail project of the kid that's
Exactly.
learning to walk, right, trying to
Yes.
use his walker and everything else,
Yes.
making it accessible for others that need to as well. So
Yeah,
it's
what a
pretty
great
cool.
thing. Yeah. So you've got the Lenten dinners. What about the food pantry? We're kind of an exception to the rule with the food pantry. We have the baby pantry too. I
Yes,
think.
yeah, food and baby
Isn't that-
pantry.
yeah.
Absolutely. Food and baby pantry is open to the public on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Wednesdays are 12 till 2:30, and Saturdays are 9 in the morning till 11:30. You can get like a referral from any kind of agency that's out there, or even from another church, or from Good Samaritan, or from the Department of Child and Family Services, or anything along those lines. But we have our food pantry where you're able to get items that you need to eat. There's some toiletry items and stuff that are in there
Right.
as well. And then we have a separate baby pantry too. to where we have diapers and wipes, formula and food, and that cycles quite a bit. But we have that as well. We work along with Hamilton County Harvest Food Bank and a few of the other pantries that are in town. So we have a listing of all the pantries that are in the county so that you can actually use these services and probably hit one every week. For us at Bethel, you can use our services one time a month. And then we take your info and then we track it just to make sure that you're coming once a month or not coming more than you need. But if it's desperate times, that's, we work it out.
Right.
But you've got to communicate that with us in the pantry and let us know. We can also do by appointment stuff as well if those Wednesdays and Saturday times don't work out. In order to do that, though, you'd have to call up at the office and speak with me at the office. The pantry is right outside my office door, so it's just kind of how it works out. But you can leave me a message or anything like that too, and we'll get with you.
Okay.
But it's a great opportunity. I don't have the numbers in front of me. I don't remember how many people we serve, but it's quite a bit for the amount of food that we have, which is not all that much. But and we can always take donations of food, and that's good too.
Sure.
Think boxed meals. Think macaroni and cheese and hamburger helper. And
so
stuff
non-perishables
like that.
kinds of stuff. Yes, and it's amazing
canned good items.
how much that is needed.
Yeah.
I know we got a couple more minutes. You had a couple of things I think that we didn't hit on where your summer things are coming up.
The summer stuff. Sure.
I mean, it's coming up. I
was
just thinking summer's not that far away anymore.
Right. It's crazy. So there's a couple things that we do. One that we do every year at Bethel is our annual rummage sale. And our rummage sale is huge.
It is.
And it's awesome. So our rummage sale this year is June 16th and 17th. That's Father's Day weekend. So those 2 weeks leading up to the rummage sale is when we take donations. Those donations are, all the clothing items, furniture, things like that. And we take just about everything. We try to watch it in terms of televisions. We've had several large tube TVs as everybody's getting flat screens and all that. So we try to be careful on how many of those items that we take, but we'll take them when we have to. And then we still have some from last year that we're working on recycling and trying to get those things going as well. But the rummage sale, it blows my mind every year how many items come in year after year.
It is amazing.
But it's a big fundraiser for us at Bethel and a cool thing. Our prices we try to do like Goodwill type pricing and all that stuff, so you can get an awful lot, and it's fun, especially for the community and stuff that happens within Bethel.
Right.
And everybody helping out.
If you've ever wanted to check out Bethel, that's a good day to check out Bethel because everybody's at their best and it's great. There's food. There's just a lot of fellowship. It's great. You had the Serve Noblesville.
Serve Noblesville is a big deal. So we've been doing that for several years now. And Serve Noblesville is a group of different church communities around Noblesville. Bethel's just one of them, but we also have White River Christian Church and Faith Community and Green Valley Baptist, and I know I'm forgetting several. But we have a great group of leaders that have come together and tried to pull this week of service off every year. Serve Noblesville this year is June 28th through July 1st. Logan Street Signs and Banners help us out all the time, but have really stepped up to the plate with helping us with our signage this year. So we'll have a lot of signs to put up all around town. The city's been involved a great deal. The Boys and Girls Club, Keep Noblesville Beautiful, our 4-H Fairgrounds. I mean, we have so many partners and different business partners as well with Logan Street Signs Banners, Imavex, and a handful of others. But it is a great opportunity for us as a community, a larger community, to come together and do service projects around town, different people's homes, even we've got the teen sweep that happens on the square. It's just service projects that we work out with Habitat for Humanity and several others, but a great way for us to serve our community together.
Sure.
So that's a great opportunity. That's June 28th through July 1st.
That's going to be here before you know it.
I know.
Well, we know you've been struggling with thank you for coming today.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
I always like to have somebody here, so I'm sorry that you had to do it during your cold, but you did a great job.
Thank you.
So you can check out BethelLutheranChurch.com, BethelLutheranChurch.com, and your email, again, is...
Joe Rudy at BethelLutheranChurch.com.
And it's RUDY.
RUDY.
Yes. But I always ask, what
Yeah.
what do you got for us that's a good way to end our,
It's
what's
funny.
a good Bible verse?
I had a gal a long time ago when we were at a restaurant that had said, she asked me what I did, and my wife and I and the kids were leaving, and she says, well, where do you work? What do you do? And I said, oh, I'm the youth director at Bethel Lutheran Church. She's like, oh, you're at Bethel. She's like, what you got for me? Give me a Bible verse. What do you got? And I was like, I just happened to have a verse from a retreat that we did. I'm horrible at memorization and rotten about remembering that stuff, but it was there was one that I had then at the time, which I think is Proverbs 27:17, where as iron sharpens iron, so does a friend sharpen the mind of another, which was great, and that was a big deal. But the verse I brought with me today is another Proverbs verse that I have on the back of my office and on the wall in my office. But it's Proverbs 16:3, and it's put God in charge of your work, then what you've planned will take place. And that's a big one. So I always try to pray first, last, and always. And so try to make sure that God's a part of my work at all times. And then it's no matter what I'm working on, if God's a part of that, then it's gonna take place, however He sees fit. Okay. So that's my verse.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We're glad you were here today, and we thank you for checking us out, tuning in, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And we'll see you again next month with what's going on with Bethel in March already.
Sounds
so
good.
have a great day. Thank you, Joe. I hope you feel better.
Thank you.
And thank you to Logan's. Logan Street Signs and Banners. You can check out jennifertotherescue.com for more information on me. What do? I make connections. This is the big connection today with Bethel Lutheran Church. We'll see you soon. Happy Valentine's Day. Don't forget their big thing on Friday, the comedy night.
Come on
if you
out.
want to get some good laughs. Have a great day, everybody. Take care.
Bye.